Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to welcome each and every one of you to the second segment of Forest Basics of the PET course. I remember in the last session we were able to we dealt with information about what Forex is all about, the market participants. Um, I think we dealt with the trading sessions, we dealt with buy versus sell, and then I remember giving an assignment on the types of analysis. Yeah, couple number of you guys um gave you responded to the assignment, you did the assignment, um submitted your assignments. I want to appreciate those of you who did. And for those of you who did not attempt, but I also want to appreciate you for not attempting. Whichever way, we'll proceed with this session. And I'm just going to do more like a review on what we learned the past session, particularly the assignment. So we figured out now that there are three types of analysis. You have the technical analysis, you have the fundamental analysis, you have the sentimental analysis. The fundamental analysis is simply that analysis, or simply you looking out for global events, economic news, information about a country at a particular time, and making decisions on that country's currency based on the outcome of this news or this economic event, right? Sentimental analysis is simply just deciding to make decisions on a trade or on a currency pair based on what you see, or what you feel. That's sentimental. When you're sentiment, you exhibit, you express feelings, right? Somebody who is sentimental could be someone who we can say is making decision or wants to make decision based off what they see at a particular time. So, and then technical analysis is simply the use of support, resistance, and trend lines. And for the intro, so today's session is going to be about the intro to the ARC strategy. You want to ask me, Emmanuel, what's the meaning of ARC? ARC strategy is arcane retest confirmation strategy. Arcane, let me type it out. Arcane, 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 arcane retest, arcane, arcane retest confirmation strategy. This strategy was developed by a young man in his 20s. His name is Emmanuel. And this strategy is an upgraded version of a strategy called price trap. Right? Price trap happens to be a particular strategy I've been utilizing for over 4 years now. When I started learning how to trade Forex, price trap was it. Right? So the arcane retest confirmation strategy is an upgraded version of the price trap strategy. The market has evolved. What the market used to be like in the year 2019, it's not what it used to be like today. So in my desire or in my wanting to evolve with the market, I had to put in certain requirements. I had to put in extra confirmations, right? In addition to the price type strategy confirmation, which literally made me decide that, you know what, they will have to take this to the next level, and then gave it the name, the ARC strategy. So it's called Arcane Retest Confirmation Strategy. It's basically a straightforward strategy, completely based on technical analysis. It has nothing to do with fundamentals. It has nothing to do with sentimental. This is a complete technical analysis, straightforward. So today I'm going to be doing the intro. And I'll start by saying that the arcane strategy is let me see if I can hide this. Can I hide the drawing? Hide drawings. Oh, no, I'm not supposed to hide drawings. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. Oh, I'm coming. Okay, brilliant. So, oh, that one has gone. Just a moment, please. Copy. Yeah. Let's go look for another image. Paste. Thank you. So, The arcane confirmation strategy is a strategy that requires the following. I'm doing an intro. This is a strategy that requires the following. It requires the identification. I'll talk about it first, and then I'll demonstrate it. It requires the identification and drawing of support and resistance zones. Some of you will call it supply and demand zones. And then it also requires the break and retest of any of the zones. And then it requires the confirmation candle and the execution of dates. Boom. This is it. Simple as that. Why is this clustered? Good. So yeah, this is it basically. The arcane retest confirmation strategy is a strategy that requires, these are the elements, excuse me. These are the elements of the arcane retest confirmation strategy. Number one is the identification and drawing of support and resistance zones. Number two is the break and retest of any of these zones. So it's either going to be the break and retest of either the support zone or the resistance zone. And then number three is the confirmation candle, identifying the confirmation candle and executing trades with it. So somebody give me a currency pair. So you don't say, Manuel just worked up, he just worked with the currency, one currency pair he has been working up with. Somebody give me a currency pair. And now, the arcane retest strategy, the ARC strategy is any strategy that is a strategy that works with any instrument. Commodities, stocks, cryptocurrency, currency pairs, volatility, synthetics, what else is there? Gold, silver. Do we trade bonds in the market? Don't mind me. It works with anything, any instrument in the market. So somebody gave me AUD card. Thank you so much. We're going to work with AUD card. That's the first comment I saw right there. AUD card. So you don't say, Emmanuel I think Emmanuel has been, that strategy only works with that currency pair Emmanuel talked about. Nah. It works with anything and everything. All right. Here's AUD card. The AUD card is okay. Sorry. Can you see? So I have something on the AUD card. Testing. Okay, good. So when we talk about identification of support and resistance zone, ladies and gentlemen, there are two ways at which you could identify support and resistance zone. Number one would be based on massive retracement, and then the other one would be based on multiple retracement. Now, when I say multiple retracement, I'm saying when you see areas like this, price came down here, moved up here, came down, moved up here, came down. This is an area of multiple retracement. Did you see how price made reversals, consistent reversals at that particular area? That's how you identify a zone. And so when you identify the zone, the next thing you do is you draw up the zone. Put in a candle for, remember, I'm not doing in-depth explanation. This is into. This is an introductory session, right? So don't think that I'm too fast. No, I'm just supposed to give you an idea of what the strategy is all about, right? Now, this is a zone. You mark it up. That's a resistance zone. So resistance zone are likely to be the ceiling. You know what happens when you throw a ball to the ceiling? What happens? Chorus answer. What happens when you throw a football to the ceiling? Ladies and gentlemen, I have a ball. If I throw it to the ceiling, what will happen? Nice. I'm still waiting for responses. This I have over 15 participants on this call. I'm expecting more responses. It will come down here, it will bounce back. Exactly. So that's what this resistance is all about. It's a ceiling. Another word for resistance is called ceiling. Support is called floor. So in this case now, if you look at this, you see how price came down here, moved up, 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 came down here, moved up. This is what we refer to as, this particular area is an area you call support. Another word for support would be floor, right? Another word for support would be floor. So identifying a floor now, would identify it like this. Boom. Simple as this. It is as simple and straightforward as this. Or precisely, I might want to use this because of this. Yes, so I can see this is also another one here. 1, 2, and 3. Yes. And then you go ahead and mark it up. So what you're literally doing is more like you're tapping price. Or you're tapping price within, or it's like all of this is a container. It's like everything here is a container, and you decide to put price inside the container. You trap it, so it's just bouncing in between. Now, the reason why you're doing this is because price moves in 3 different directions. It will move in either of these directions. Either price move in a sideways direction, which is this, right? It's either it moves in a sideways direction like this. Another word for the sideways direction, a technical word for a sideways direction is consolidation. So it's either price consolidates or price move in an uptrend or on an uptrend, like we mentioned in the last session, which is the definition of a buy, or it moves in a downtrend like this, which is a definition of a sell, right? Either way, these are the 3 different directions price would move. Now, in this case, who can tell me what price is doing? What direction is this? From this place to this place. What is price doing? What exactly is price doing? The place I just circled, what exactly is it doing? Can you imagine? Somebody say ranging. Did you even hear me say, when I was even explaining, did you hear me use the word ranging? Eh? Did you hear me use the word ranging? Why do we always like making simple things complex? Why? Don't mind me, I'm just joking. But for you, why do we like making simple things complex? Is it that it's consolidating or having a sideways movement? Don't make it complex. I need ranging for the professors in Forex. Is it that it's consolidating or it's moving on a sideways movement? Now, guess what? Remember what we said the elements of the arcing strategies, of the arc strategy is? Identification and drawing of zones. You've identified these zones based on these reactions, yeah. Based on these pullbacks, yeah. Right? Based on these pullbacks, yeah. You've identified it based on these pullbacks. Now, what's the next thing? You draw. You've drawn the zones. So this is the support zone. This is literally the support zone that you've drawn here. Support zone. What did I just do? This is the support zone here. zone. And then this is the resistance zone. Simple as that. So maybe I should just take this away. So this is the support zone. I guess what? All of these are reversal areas that make up the support zone. Right? All of these are reversal areas that make up the resistance zone. So it is to push it back. If you understand so far, put in 7 on the chat box before I proceed. Fantastic. So we've checked the first element, identification and the drawing of support and resistance zones. Now the next element is the break and retest. Now what exactly do I mean by break? You've put this in a box, you've trapped it. You'll be looking for a breakout, for a candle that breaks the zone. In this case, ladies and gentlemen, let this vertical line represent the candle that broke the zone first. Now, this is the candle that broke the zone. So this is the break of the zone. Now, when you identify the break of the zone, you switch the time to 15 minutes to look for the retest. Meanwhile, before you figure out the retest, on the 15 minutes, you synchronize this time by moving it 3 candles ahead so that it can fall exactly at the spot where you have the 1 hour, the close of the 1 hour candle. Afterwards, you look out for a retest. Now, somebody would say, Manuel, what's the meaning of a retest? Well, a retest simply means that, actually, let me check the dictionary. Let me check the dictionary. Retest meaning. Listen, retest in the context of trading or technical analysis, a retest refers to the price of an asset revisiting a previously established support or resistance level to confirm its significance. Confirm. Love this definition. In this case, when price moved out of this zone, ladies and gentlemen, this is the support zone. Do you notice that this is the first time it came back to revisit that support zone to identify it as a place of significance? Is it raining? Sorry, just a moment. I feel that's the reason why one of my dogs is barking. Just a moment. She's just looking for attention, actually. Mind that. So, this is retest. The retest is after price did a break, it's coming back to revisit the support area as a new resistance area. Now, remember, this is an introductory course. So you can see that revisiting here. Let's identify this revisiting with this eclipse tool. Then let's switch it back to 1 hour. Ladies and gentlemen, look at what happened there. After price revisited that place, if you are taking a sell, which is what, okay, I talked about, no, sorry, hold on, I don't be too fast. We've done week and we've done retest. This is the area of retest. Now, The next element of the ACK strategy is confirmation candle. The confirmation candle is a red candle that pulls out of the zone. In this case, this red candle was the one that pulled out of the zone. So guess what? If you have a short position here, you execute the trade, you execute a sell trade at the close of this red candle. You set 30 pips stop loss, 30 pips take profit. That's your first entry on a trade. You could take multiple trades, but in this case now, did you see what happened? Did you see after it did all of that, it sold? So this is actually the area where you execute a sell. Sell execution. Yeah. Exclamation mark. Did the market sell or not? Yes or no? Did this market, did price sell? Yes or no? Did it sell at this spot? Yes or no? Did it go down or it went up? That's it. The first risk approach should be one-to-one. So I'm risking 30 pips to make 30 pips. I could also leave it. I could also take another trade, risk 30 pips to make 60 pips. Right? Or I could have risked 30 pips to make 90 pips. Whichever one, ladies and gentlemen. That's the risk approach. So you could either risk 1% to make 1%, or you risk 1% to make 2%, or you risk 1% to make 3%. That is the risk approach to this strategy. Does it make sense, ladies and gentlemen? How many of you are loving this? How many of you are loving this? It's an intro. Don't mind me. I can't go in depth. It's an intro class. All right? When you get into Pewat Nation, you would understand why. You will understand why I played that song in the first instance. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Only one person is loving it, but only that one person would be given the opportunity to ask me a question at the end of this thing. So Ude Robert Patrick, you have an attempt to ask me a question. You're the only one that has the opportunity. Thank you so much for responding. I'm going to take another. Okay, in fact, you know what? I really want to be. Ude Robert, give me another currency pair. Let's try this one more time. For your prompt response, you end yourself this. Give me another currency pair. USD card, good. So let's go look at USD card. USD card. Slow network. That one put against your network. Dude, I love this. I'm going to use this for the case of a buy. So let's see. Man, this is clearly up here. This is not even nice. What's up with USD? So this is why USD card has been doing the rubbish it's been doing. Can you imagine? I'm looking for a buy. I need a buy. Can't go too far. You know what? We're going to use this. Good. So I can see here, ladies and gentlemen, this is an area of reversal, another area of reversal, another area of reversal, another area of reversal. And when you identify all of this, you go ahead and draw this like this. 1, 2. That's your support zone. Abraham, are you on this call? Abraham, the first time you saw this strategy, what year was it? And I hope people don't go and meet Abraham and start asking him, Abraham, do you know about the strategy? Abraham does not know about the strategy. He knows about the strategy, but does not know it. Abraham, what year did you learn this? He's trying to remember. Don't worry. When he remembers, he will respond to the question. So this is an area here. This is also another area here. These are multiple areas here. 2019. Good. I told you guys I've been using this for since I know what I'm saying. I think your first exposure to it was 2020, not 2019. I think it was 2020. Yeah, good. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is a resistance zone. This is a resistance zone here. So I've fulfilled element 1. Identify and draw the zone. I fulfilled that. Now, what's the next thing? Break. So let's look out for this break. The first break that happened was here. Right? When you identify the break, the next thing you do is you go to 15 minutes. And like I said, you move the candle, you move the line 3 candles ahead, so that you can be able to identify the area where you have the 1 hour break. Bam. That's the candle ahead. Now, ladies and gentlemen, retest is what? The revisiting of a previous zone by price action. I want to ask you all a question. Is this a revisit? With what you see right here, is this a revisit? Yes or no? Why did you people say no? This is a walkthrough. This is not a revisit. A revisit is when you see something like a red candle come into the zone and you see a green candle go back up. That's a revisit. This one is walkthrough. I love somebody said passing through. Did somebody say passing through? He said he broke through. I love that. This is not a revisit. This is it went back. It did not revisit. Revisit is, oh, I go back and then I leave. If somebody comes visiting me, we can only say the person visited me if the person left. Let's do English smoke. I still have time. If somebody comes visiting, I can only say, oh, he came visiting if he has left. If he's still in my house, I cannot say he came visiting. Okay, I could actually say it if he's still there. But I'm saying that if I'm going to tell somebody about it, it would be wrong for me to say he came visiting when he's still in my house. I'm supposed to say, oh, he's staying at my place. Right? But if somebody comes in the morning and leaves in the afternoon, or somebody comes in the afternoon and leaves in the evening, I can say he came visiting. Oh, what about that, your friend? No, he came visiting. Am I making sense? Now, when we say revisit, it's a second, it's a repetition of the previous action. Revisit simply means that, oh, he came before he has left, but he came back again. Am I making sense, ladies and gentlemen? This is not revisiting. This one came to stay. This one came to stay. It did not come to revisit. Oh, I promise you, it did not come to revisit. He came to stay. Right? Now, when you see something like this, you don't execute a trade because this is not revisit. what do? You go back to 1 hour. And then on the 1 hour, you can see the implication of the stay. It came all the way down. On the 1 hour, you wait for another break. Now, this is the new break. After price came back into the zone, this is the new break it had. Then you go back to 15 minutes. And when you get back to 15 minutes, what are you looking to do? You're adjusting that vertical line, 3 candles. So that would be 1, 2, 3, boom. That's a break. Now, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this closely. Let me enlarge this. After this candle, will you consider this a revisit? Yes or no? Do you see the difference between this and this? This one fell down, Yakata. This one came in here, went back up. This is revisit. This is this is walk through. There's a difference between walk through and then visit. So in this case now, we can identify the retest here. Now, the confirmation candle is this particular candle that broke above the zone. Yeah, this one. That's the confirmation candle. And guess what? When you get that confirmation candle, you execute the trade at the close of that confirmation candle. So let's put this here. How many pips did I say we risk? How many pips? Good, thank you. 30 pips. So you reach 30 pips to make how many on the first trade? To make 30 pips on the first trade. Let's switch this back to 1 hour. To make 30 pips on the first trade. If you have a second trade, you reach 30 pips to make 60 pips. If you have a third trade, you reach 30 pips to make 90 pips. So this is you literally doing, risking 1% to make 1%, 1% to make 2%, 1% to make 3%. Does everybody understand this, ladies and gentlemen? Does everybody understand this? I'll be looking at you guys now whenever I ask a question and I don't get responses. I'll just sit back like this and I'll be looking. Because if you don't respond to question that I ask, I don't know how you expect me to know that you understand it. I have more of the individuals say they understand. Fantastic. Now, Ude Robert, what's your question? Come on here. No, maybe you should just ask. Do you have any question? Let me know first. If you have any question for me. Ude Robert. Robert Patrick. Robert Patrick. Do you have any question? All right, fantastic. So I'm going to ask you to unmute your mic. You just go straight to your question. You have just one question. Don't ask 10 questions in one. It's not 10 in one, it's just one.
Sorry, I didn't start. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Okay, I want to ask this strategy because the time frame you use 2 time frames. That's the 1 hour time frame, and the 15 minutes you use for confirmation. Can you use other time frames, like maybe 4 hour time frame, and you use your 1 hour then you use 1 hour for confirmation, or it's just strictly, or the strategy is just based on 1 hour and 15 minutes?
Great question. You've answered the question yourself. You can use it on 4 hours time frame when you analyze on 4 hours and then check out the retest on 1 hour. Or you can use it on daily when you analyze on daily and check out 4 hours for retest. Or you can use it on weekly when you analyze on weekly and use daily as a retest. I've answered your question, Mr. Robert Patrick. Fantastic. So everyone got value from this session. I told you I was not going to shoot past the time. I've recorded the session. As soon as we're done with it, I'll pick it up for my YouTube and then I'll drop it on the channel. So I want to appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on. Meanwhile, you want to get back to the group chat and let me know what it is you learned. Drop in some excitement. I believe it's been 45 minutes of fun. And don't beat yourself if you don't understand this in first instance. Like I said, this is intro. I'm even so surprised that most of you said you understood it. It means I'm a good teacher. It's supposed to be intro. I'm supposed to just introduce you. You know how they say characteristics of living things. Characteristics of living things. And then they say introduction to characteristics of living things. Now you hear things like characteristics are movement, respirating. They just list everything. No teacher at the point of introduction would explain those characteristics. They only list them down. Yeah, I did the listing and I explained. I'm a good teacher. Yeah? So if you don't understand it, don't beat yourself. This is just the intro. Over time, when you get into Pewat Nation, Pewat Nation, patterns on this call. Patterns on this call. How often do we do this? Do we use this particular strategy to trade? Or how long have we been using this strategy to trade? Patterns. Let me know on the chat. You see, if you see Pewat Nation partners, you see what they will say now. I know those of you that are patterns, I know you. If you don't put response on the chat, my session next week, just know that you are disqualified from attending the session. Just know already. How long have we been using this strategy? Madam Nonsolo says, ever since I got here. Madam Nonsolo, when did you get here? How many months ago did you get here? July 2023. Mr. Williams says more than 2 years. Mr. Williams, come on now. Is Pewat Nation even 2 years yet? I understand. I know you've been with us. Probably you've been with us for a very long time. But that's great. For people that joined, for people that came with us, that made the transition back to back, they'll know that we've been using this strategy for over 3 years now. If I would say I have been using the strategy for over 4 years. July this year, that will be 5 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know what I'm saying when I tell you it works. So if you want to know more about it, you meet us in Pewat Nation. But for now, you get the recording of this and then you just work with it. I want to appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on today's session. I think that's all I have to do as the pet course is concerned. Hopefully, if there's another opportunity for us to meet, we'll meet inside of Pewat Nation. So you all take care. Remember, at the end of the session, just go back to the group chat, go text, just go drop whatever it is you got from this session. Show gratitude, show appreciation. I'll see you all when next I will see you all. You all take care. Have an amazing, amazing, amazing weekend. Please make those withdrawals. For those of you that traded and you make money, if I got somebody that texted me this evening, he did $3,400 and something. $3,400 and something, and he requested for his withdrawals. And guess what? Dave, imagine if on a Friday you are spending over $2,800. You are withdrawing over $2,800. Somebody do the math. $2,800 times 1,000. I would have loved to show you on that, but I don't want to show you the person's name. 1,350 times $2,800 on a Friday. That's 3.7 million. Everybody type on the chat, poverty is a bad start. Just write it out boldly as I close this call. Let me run out of this place right now. Just write it, poverty is a bad start. So you all take care. Have an amazing weekend. Keep believing, keep believing, keep believing, because all things are possible to them that believe. Right?